Okay. Nothing like weather. Michael, you know how you can tell when the strings are dead on a nylon string guitar? When it stays in tune. Oh, we ready? Okay, Shabbat Shalom. And we're going to start, I don't think we need the words, even though the words are on page 24, at least according to this. We'll start with Hine Matov. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Turn to page 3, please. And I'm grateful that Carolyn will be lighting the candles for us. No, you can do a reading first if you want. Okay.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
See if I can get this thing to work.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to do that part. Go ahead.
Let's, you know, why don't we just grab it?
Use the matches.
Matches. Our grandparents didn't have this. No, I'm not going to look down the barrel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. Normally we go to page 6. I'm going to go to page 7 because I don't remember us ever reading that. So I will read the first part, you read the second part, and I guess we'll read together the third paragraph. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. And together, let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. We're going to go to page 28, and please stand for the Baruch Hu. Oops. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 Please be seated. We're going to turn to page 30. And we'll read in the middle of the page and then say the blessing, and we'll do this together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We'll turn to page 32 as we sing Ahavat Olam together. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Tanu limadeta, O Tanu limadeta. Aotein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu ufkumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratcha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. please rise again if you're able to for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated. We're going to turn to page 36, and we will chant the Ve'ahavta together. Before I start on that, I've always found this to be one of the more interesting prayers we have. Most of the time, our prayers are praising God, and this is no different. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, and you shall love the Lord your God. B'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol medecha, with all your might, with all your heart. I got that reversed, and everything you have. Then the hammer comes down. Whereas, basically, if you follow God's commandments, you're going to have a good life. If you don't, you're not. But it is unusual in that because this is taken actually out of the Torah itself. It is not a typically composed prayer. This is taken out of the Bible itself. And it's written in biblical Hebrew, which differs from modern Hebrew. Anyway, together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshiftecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uveshachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha vehayu letotofot beinenecha uchtavtam Al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Leot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 39 in the we'll do it at the top of the page. Again, we'll read responsively. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness.
That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Now we'll also read the next prayer in that page, again responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholesomeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Together. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh fele. Maltechu ra'u vanecha, boker yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. We'll turn to page 43. And I think we're going to do the middle one, and we'll read this together. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores silkat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We're going to go to page 46 and start with the Amidah, so please rise if you are able. I think we need a remote for this. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol הגibor והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. On page 55, we're going to read the top. Together, may these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. On page 57, I'm going to read it in Hebrew, and then we'll read it together in English underneath and do the prayer. Retzeh Adonai Eloheinu b'amcha Yisrael, utfilatam ba'ahava tikabel, utihi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, baruch ata Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. On page 58, I'm going to do the same prayer. The reason I like to add this is, and I think I've explained this before, there are 4 areas in which you're supposed to bow. Traditionally, keep in mind I come from a traditional background, and the first 2 were the beginning and the end of the first paragraph in the Amidah. There's other places that people like to bow, but that's okay. If you want to bow, that's fine. But the 4 areas are those, just the first 2 there. Modim anachnu lach, which I will read in Hebrew, and then we will do in English. And then the final prayer at the bottom are traditionally, again, I say traditionally because it's, bear in mind that I practice Reform Judaism now, but this is just something that I like to do. Modim anachnu lach, she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yish'enu, atahu ledor vador. Nodeh lecha netzaper et tilatecha al chayenu hamsurim bi'adecha, ve'al nishmotenu hapkudot lach, ve'al nisecha shebechol yom imanu, ve'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebechol erev avoker v'tzoharayim. Hatov ki lo chalu rachamecha hamrachem, ki lo tamu chasadecha me'olam kivinu lach. Together, we acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. At the very bottom, we'll recite this together. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot. Now we'll turn to page 60, where we'll end the Amidah, or the Tefillah, as it's called here, with Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שנה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. And at the end, Baruch atah Adonai Baruch Adamo Yisrael v'Shalom. I'm changing the order a little bit because I'm more used to it this way. We're going to do the silent prayer, at which point we'll go into Oseh Shalom. says Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Oh, say Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Please turn to page 253. We are doing our prayers for healing. One of the things that most impressed me when I first came here, pushing 20 years ago, was that the Mishaberach, they don't just read a list of words. You're allowed to add in real time somebody's name who you would like to have the gift of healing. I'd never seen that anywhere else until I came here. I was familiar with the Reformed tradition of everyone saying the Kaddish together, which I also really liked. But this was the first place I'd ever seen where you read a list for the people that you know of, and then everybody can add someone if they so desire. So I'm going to read the list, the Mishaberach list, and then I'm going to play Moses and put my hand out and go like this, and as I do that, you add anybody you feel that should be. We pray for healing for Lev Dickerman, Teresa Todd, Leela Wilson, Paul Tackett, Eric Gershkovitz, the journalist, Al Unger, Beth Haberman, Fran Skall, Robin Unger, Emma Duval, Alvin Casson, the hostages being held in Gaza, the family of the hostages who are worried sick about their loved ones, and those who are recovering from wounds inflicted during the terror attack in Israel on October 7th. And as I extend my hand, you just... And I'll add my old friend Doug Baker. Mi shebera avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu kor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of Spirit, and let us say, Amen. Yes, I need a cheat sheet. The Parsha today of the week is called Toldot. The word itself means generations. It is the story that begins before the birth of birth of Isaac and Jacob. Rebekah was pregnant with the two of them. And she was concerned because she didn't know at first she had twins. And there was a tumult going on inside of her. And she didn't understand it. Well, she went and talked to God. God told her there are two nations within you that are at odds. But the nation of the elder shall serve the younger. Then, of course, is the story included of Esau selling his birthright as he was a hunter. He was a forager, a hunter, was not interested in much else. Isaac was more of the scholarly type, more of a shepherd. The thing is that, I'm sorry, I said Isaac, Jacob. I apologize. That's what happens. But it was basically, Rebekah was about to give birth to Jacob and Esau. And she talked to God, and he told her what I have just mentioned. Now, Isaac, the father, favored his firstborn, that was Esau, who came out, and Jacob was holding on to his heel. The word Yaakov comes from the word Akev, which means heel, and that's how he got his name. So it's Esav and Yaakov in the Hebrew. Rebekah, I guess because of what she'd been told, favored Jacob, favored Jacob. Thank you. Going to be a long sermon. At any rate, Isaac was going blind. He loved the taste of game. And Esau knew how to talk to him, would ask him questions such as, what is the proper tithing of salt and some other ingredients, none of which needed to be tithed, but he was trying to curry favor with his father. Rebekah knew that he was the wrong choice to be the next leader. To begin with, there is the story of Esau selling his birthright to Jacob because he was hungry. It was an unsuccessful hunt, and Jacob was making, I believe, something like a red lentil stew. How they figured that out, I don't know, because I don't see that I didn't see that exact description when I was studying this, but then again, I was studying this in day school. I just knew that it was a red porridge, and that was as far as that went. Well, Esau didn't think much of his birthright and he didn't mind selling it. I'm sure he never thought that Jacob would do anything about it. Well, his eyesight was really failing. And evidently, Esau kept a change of clothing for when he was in Isaac's presence. Rebekah told Isaac it was time to give the blessing for the oldest child. She dressed Jacob up in that outfit and evidently put goat skin on his arms because Esau was quite hairy and Jacob was not. So Jacob went in to his father, and his father, who was totally blind at this point, said, "The voice is that of Jacob, but the arm is that of Esau." So he gave the blessing. Esau returns from the hunt, and he thinks he's about to get that blessing. And Isaac has to tell him, "I already gave the blessing." Jacob, of course, ran away, taking quite a bit with him, the flocks, everything that he was entitled to as he had received the birthright. Now, where it gets interesting, because I discovered something I didn't know. One of Esau's wives was the daughter of Ishmael. Does that strike a bell with anybody? Ishmael was Isaac's half-brother, the one who is considered the father of the Arabs. They trace their lineage back to Ishmael. So I didn't know this beforehand, and I found that quite interesting. Literally, you had Judaism and Islam within the same womb. What was the significance of this? I mean, what was the lesson? I consulted various sources. And including the Lubavitcher Rebbe, made a statement that this was something that had to occur. As a matter of fact, what I liked about what he said, and this is an interesting interpretation. He said, marriage is a time of increased enmeshment in the material. It is a time when one begins to engage in the most physical of human drives. It's also a time when one is forced to begin in earnest the business of earning a livelihood, often at the expense of loftier and more idealistic pursuits. Thus, the Zohar refers to the marriage as a person's second birth. First, the soul enters the body and assumes a physical existence. Then, at a later point in life, it further goes into the physical state by marrying. Therein lies the lesson to be derived from the fact that prior to his marriage, Isaac spent 3 years in the Garden of Eden, abandoning the physical state for a wholly spiritual existence. In order to ensure the success of the most physical phase of a person's life, it must be prefaced by a period of spiritual preparation. Although the primary objective of our mission in life is the development and sanctification of the physical world, one must enter that world well equipped with a spiritual vision of the divine purpose and with the spiritual fortitude to carry it out. I appreciated that, and I understand the viewpoint and where he was coming from. And as much as I respected the Lubavitcher Rebbe, and I did, and I think I mentioned once before, my father met with him and told me that he was the real deal. My dad was a Judaic scholar, so he had more of a background to make that call than me. The problem was it wasn't, the explanation was nice, but something wasn't there. When something's not there, all of you know where I go. I go to Chief Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. And Sachs said the lesson was love. Okay? And what he wrote was very interesting. Before the time of Rabbi Sachs, there was a great rabbi, Avraham Yitzchak Kook, the first Ashkenazic chief rabbi of pre-state Israel. And there was a man who came to complain his son had strayed and no longer even identified as a Jew. And Rav Kook replied, "Did you love him when he was religious?" "Of course," replied the father. "Well then," Rav Kook replied, "now love him even more." That struck me. Sometimes love can do what rebuke cannot. It may be that the Torah is telling us that Isaac was anything but blind as to his elder son's true nature. But if you have two children, one well-behaved, the other liable to turn out badly, to whom should you devote greater attention? With whom should you spend more time? It may be that Isaac loved Esau not blindly but with open eyes, knowing there would be times when his elder son would give him grief, but knowing too that the moral responsibility of parenthood demands that we do not despair of or disown a wayward son. Did Isaac's love have an effect on Esau? Yes and no. It is clear there was a special bond of connection between Esau and Isaac, which is recognized by the sages. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel said, "No man ever honored his father as I honored my father, but I found that Esau honored his father even more." Rabbi Shimon developed this idea, the fact that usually people wear their best garments when they go out and they're around their parents in just their regular everyday clothes. Esau kept up his best clothes in readiness to serve his father the food he had gone out to hunt, which is why Jacob was able to wear them while Esau was still out hunting. And much later in the Torah, God forbids the Israelites to wage war against Esau's descendants. He tells Moses, "Give the people these orders. You are to pass through the territory of your brothers, the descendants of Esau who live in Seir. They will be afraid of you, but be very careful. Do not provoke them to war, for I will not give you any of their land, not even enough to put your foot on. I have given Esau the hill country of Seir as his own." And later, Moses commands the Israelites, "Do not abhor an Edomite, for he is your brother." It's the concept of the unconditional love that struck me. That's the moral lesson of this whole parsha, that regardless, you love all of your children. One may turn out better than another. One may be more accomplished, but you love them the same. Now it's time for the remarks. Or I should say, not the remarks, the announcements. Shabbat services begin tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. And tomorrow night is casino night Saturday from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Only $20 for dinner and lots of fun and friendship. That's $20 per person, right? Okay. You contact Slava to get tickets at 502-830-4968 to get tickets, or you can contact John at 299-9500. Next week, Temple Shalom office hours. Monday, November 20th, 9 to 5, Tuesday, 10 to 3, Wednesday, 10 to 2, and then next Thursday and Friday, of course, we're closed for Thanksgiving. Thank you for your generous donations to Hanukkah helpers, or should I say Hanukkah helpers. Our thanks to Judy Teal for purchasing gift cards and assembling the gifts that JFCS will place in the family's Thanksgiving food basket. With gratitude, the women of Temple Shalom. Save the date, Saturday, December 9th, Hanukkah party, details to follow. Now, speaking of the Hanukkah party, Men's Club is requesting 6 members to provide 50 to 60 latkes, each from their homes using their favorite recipes. Contact John again at 299-9500, and by John, I mean John Saletto, or text Slava to volunteer. And while I'm at it, I want to thank Laurie Kaplan for streaming services, and Carrie for sitting there with her, ostensibly supervising. Doesn't work that way, Carrie. It's usually the reverse. Okay. So much for the announcements. Okay. We're going to go to page 282. And we will, if I ever get to that, come on. Arthur is visiting me today. Of course, you all know who I mean by Arthur, Mr. Itis. And we will rise as we do the Alleluia together. Aleinu l'shabach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gdula yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 284. Shehu notes shamayim beyosed haaretz umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mimal ushchinatu zo Ushchinatu zo begave meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, emet malkeinu efes zulato, kakatuf betorato, v'yadata hayom ve'ashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim mimal, ve'al haaretz mitachat einod, 87. Ve'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo echad. Please be seated. We think of our loved ones whose death is recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own, and even those who recently passed away, whether it's the 1,200 plus that were slaughtered on October 7th, and since then, those who have lost their lives in that conflict. We are, and may all their memories be for blessing. I'm going to read the names of who we've got, who have yortzites. And if you're observing a yortzite, please feel free to stand. Katie Duvall, the grandmother of Travis Duvall. Rosalie Eskind, mother of Jean Kroll. Sylvia Gravatt, grandmother of Travis Duvall. John Hertzfeld Sr., grandfather of Katie Hurt, and father of Susan Glazer. Stanton Kratzok, father of Francis Kratzok. Gail Luft, aunt of Amy Doctorow, sister of Jeffrey Scull, aunt of Abby Gould. Mary O'Brien, grandmother of Beth Goldwyn. Michael O'Brien, grandfather of Beth Goldwyn. Nanette Parker, sister of Norman Cummings. Sylvia E. Smith, mother of Mark Smith. The records of those with plaques and no observers. Rose Band. In Shloshim, we have George Tertsiev, Harvey Weingarten, Cyril Charn, Larry Cohen. I'm going to add two names. One, Judith Weiss, who's one of the hostages whose body was found. And there was another Israeli soldier, but his name was not given out at the time. But I don't want to overlook him as well. He was one of the hostages. We turn to page 294 and we stand as we recite the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'isman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shamayim. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'rumomav hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru. Amen. For this week, probably this week only, we'll end with Bim Bam. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam. Bim Bam, Bim 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 Bam, Bim 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 Bam. Shabbat Shalom. Well, thank you. I'm here because of you guys.